Hello, hello. How's it going? Nick Martin here. Good morning, good afternoon, whenever you're watching this video. I've got cold brew in hand. This is my second cup of cold brew this morning because I really had to just get in the right vibe, get in the right mindset to just tackle a ton of your questions. So recently I posted on my Instagram story that I was going to do a Q&A video for my new YouTube channel, and the response was overwhelming when I asked you guys to submit questions. I thought maybe I'd get enough questions for one video. No, there was hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of questions submitted, and there were so many amazing questions on top of that there's no way I can answer all of the questions in one video. So I've decided that this will be a multi-part Q&A video. I feel like there were so many questions that definitely deserve the time and the proper response. There's some questions that are very deep, and we're going to go there. There's also a lot of questions pertaining to the industry and to mental health and to how I joined Sirens, and so many questions that really are going to turn into some storytelling. So this is going to be part one, and thank you guys so much for just submitting questions in general. But a lot of the questions I got made me actually have to really think twice about how I would answer, because a lot of questions pertain to what I'm going through right now, which I am still trying to figure out and navigate through. So bear with me. I hope you enjoy this. Let's just get right to it and get started to question number one. Question number one comes from Hoister. Did I get that right? So I'm going to be calling out your guys' Instagram handles. If I get them wrong, I apologize. I'm going to do my best. The question is, how did I end up joining Sleeping with Sirens? Great question. I've answered it a few times in the past, but this is a great channel and a great way for me to give you the quick story about how I joined Sleeping with Sirens. This coffee's got to kick in, you know? So I've been in the music industry for almost 20 years. And I have been in several bands before this. If you watch the first vlog that I put up on this channel, I kind of give a brief history on the bands that I've been in leading up to Sirens. So before I joined Sirens, I was in a band called Drugs. And when we disbanded, I decided to completely leave the music industry. I didn't want anything to do with it anymore. I was completely over it, completely burnt out. I didn't want to tour anymore. I didn't want to be in a studio anymore. I didn't even want to pick up a guitar anymore. That's how burnt out I was. And I decided to go a completely different direction. And I started a screen printing business in San Diego with a couple of friends. I think it was about a year and a half, 2 years into screen printing when I got a text message from Kellen, who I knew we were more acquaintances than anything else. And I need to preface this that I had no intentions of being in a band again, of ever playing music again. I was in a completely different mindset, that I had moved on from that it wasn't my passion anymore, that I would never be on a stage again. And I was completely, at that time, okay with that. So back to Kellen texting me. I got a text from him that said, "Hey, do you have time to hop on the phone?" I immediately thought that he was reaching out about getting some merch printed, like Sirens merch, or at the time he had Anthem clothing, I think. So I, in my mind, was like, oh, cool, like maybe he wants to talk about getting some merch printed through my company. Clearly, that was not why he texted me. So we hop on the phone, and he proceeds to tell me that they have a Europe and UK tour coming up in support of their album Feel, and asked me if I was interested in filling in on guitar for the tour. Now, the timing of this was really interesting because I was actually starting to feel like I needed to take a vacation from screen printing at the time. I was working insane hours. I was hustling, working 15 to 18 hour days every single day, and I was definitely getting to a point where I knew I needed to, like, even just a week-long break, just needed to take a break, a breather. So when Kellen asked me to do this Europe UK tour, my immediate thought was, oh, this could be like a really good vacation for me. But I freaked out. I got in my own head thinking, I haven't picked up a guitar in 2 years. A little bit of fear kicked in. Immediately I had these feelings of, do I want to be on a stage again? Like, do I want to play in a band again? And then I just thought, well, the positives for me outweighed the negatives. I could get a paid vacation out of it. I get to go to Europe and the UK. Hell yeah. And I was just filling in. So I thought, get to play for a few weeks overseas, and then I can just go back to my normal job after that. And awesome. cool, done. I went back to Kellen and told him would love to do it, count me in. So I flew out to Nashville for rehearsals after learning their songs, and surprisingly picked them up pretty quick. And I remember the first song we played at rehearsals was If You Can't Hang. And I remember the band just giving me that look of like, okay, he's still got the chops, like he can do this. And it was a moment for me that reignited my passion for music, of kind of saying to myself, this is where I belong. Like this feels good. This is my place. And it was a moment where I realized how strong my passion for music was, but also how important it was for me to step away from that passion when I felt I needed to step away from it. But going back into it, day one song in, and just like that, knowing how important music is to me, and being a musician and playing guitar and having that artful creative outlet. That's why I've said a million times in interviews over the last 7 years is I can never thank Kellen enough for being the person that reignited that spark for me, that made me understand and truly realize how passionate my love for music is. So rehearsals went well. We went on tour, was having so much fun. All of a sudden I missed touring. I missed being on stage. Like it all just hit me like a shit ton of bricks. And about a week into the Europe UK tour, we still had a week or two left. The band said they wanted to talk to me in the back lounge. I immediately kind of freaked out like, oh, up. They're gonna send me home early. They don't think it's even a good fit for a fill-in. I immediately went to the negative. And so we go in the back lounge of the bus and they said, hey, sit down. I want to have a quick talk with you and ask you something. And I remember just sitting down and in my head going, oh God, this is not gonna be good. And they asked me if I wanted to do the US tour after the Europe UK tour. Hell yes! I was so excited. Cannot wait. Let's do more touring. I'm down. And I quit my job at the screen printing business and just kept on going on tour with them. And fast forward 7 years later, and I'm still in the band. Next question is from Mark Rolls1. Roles? I don't know. See, I'm gonna screw up these Instagram handles. I'm sorry. And his question is, do you still get nervous before you head out on stage? Absolutely, positively, 100% yes. I get nervous before every single show that we play. Big or small, whatever it is, I get so nervous. It's good nerves though. I get butterflies. I guess that's probably a better way of describing it. I've always loved that feeling. And I've always said that if I ever lose that feeling of having butterflies and being excited and also nervous, that if I ever lost that, I would just stop what I'm doing. But yeah, I'm nervous. Like when I hear the crowd, when I hear our intro music start and my heart just starts pounding because adrenaline is just kicking in, you can't properly put into words how that makes you feel, but how that drives you. It's such a rush, and there's just this special connection that we have to our audience and with each other on stage. You're feeding off of everything going on, and it's the best feeling in the world. I love that I get nervous before shows. I love that I get butterflies. I love that hour leading up to our set time where everyone in the band is going, how much more time do we have? It's like this slow countdown until we go on stage. And to add to this, I can't wait to feel that again. I can't wait to be able to be standing on the side of the stage, just ready to play and to see all of you and to just be in that environment again. I need it. And I can't wait till we can do that again. Oh, and I forgot to answer the second part of the question, if I have any pre-show rituals. I do have some rituals. I do a lot of stretching. As I've gotten older, I definitely need to take care of my body more, and the amount of energy that we exert on stage, I have to be very mindful going into that and stretching, getting all of my limbs prepared for battle. In my previous band, I used to get the most excruciating, painful shin splints from jumping up and down so much on stage that I would come off of stage in tears. I would have to ice down my shins. It was a very eye-opening moment for me because I was still in my 20s and having painful shin splints, but also lower back problems and shoulder problems. So I've learned from that I need to make a conscious effort to take care of my body, stretch, drink a lot of water. That's really it for pre-show ritual. And for everyone in the band, it's different. And maybe that's for another video because it's pretty interesting. This next question is from This Is Panda 101. I think I got that one right. I feel good about that one. The question is, how have I been coping with the global pandemic? I'm gonna need to take a sip of coffee before we get into this one. This is... Where do I start? Where do I go with it? You know, the pandemic has clearly been extremely difficult for all of us. I've had a really difficult time. I've struggled mentally with the pandemic. I've struggled to grasp my emotions and the fluctuations of my emotions and understanding my emotions and being honest with my emotions. Up until recently, if you had asked me from the beginning of the pandemic until January of this year how I was doing, I would always answer, I'm good. It's not bad. You know, it could be worse. I'm staying positive. But if I'm being honest, which is important for me and something that I've been working on personally, being honest with where I'm at, no, the last year was not good. I struggled a lot with the world being turned upside down, and I felt like I had to put on a brave face. I had to be optimistic. You know, I'm always this person to others of a ray of positivity, that everything is much love, and everything is no time for negativity. And yes, like I stand behind those messages so hard, but it's also okay for me to say, I'm not okay. It's okay for me to say, I am feeling negative and I'm not feeling positive and I'm not happy. I'm sad. I'm depressed. But in saying that right now, that feels so good. And it feels good because it's honest. It feels good because I know now that it is okay to say, I've been depressed. I've been sad through this. The pandemic has sucked. But, you know, as of recently, I've really been working more and more on honesty with myself and being authentic. That's the word right there, is being authentic. And this channel actually has really helped me work on that. It has helped me to be honest. It's helped me to not bullshit, say things how they really are and not sugarcoat them and not feel like I have to please others or I have to be brave for others or I have to be positive for others. I have to do that for myself first and foremost. And even being honest with my struggles through the pandemic, that is a positive, and that could potentially help others as well and make them feel like they're not alone in how they're feeling. So yes, the pandemic has been extremely difficult for me, but I do feel like I'm in a much better place now. And it's not even a better place with the pandemic. I'm in a better place with myself, which subsequently helps me every single day. And the second part of the question is, when will Sirens be back? It's still unknown. The most I can say right now is that we do have tour holds and we do have show holds, but we're waiting until we find out more from the CDC as to when it's really safe for us to do that. Because through all of this, myself and the band included, our fans are the most important priority to us. So if it's not safe for you guys, we're not going to do it. It'd be selfish of us to go on tour and not have our fans at the forefront of our minds with doing that and the importance of them and their safety and their health. So we're gonna wait. We're waiting to hear more. Obviously, it's been looking very, very promising. It's really cool to see some festivals getting announced and seeing how that pans out. So we're all keeping an eye on it. And I can tell you and speak for everybody in the band that we are so excited to get back on the road once we're able to do so. But until then, we're just staying patient. We've come this far, so fingers crossed that we'll be back on the road very, very soon. All right, so that concludes part one. I'm gonna get to more questions for the next video, I promise. There's gonna be a couple more videos because clearly I can't answer everything in one video. And like I said, I wanna give every question its time that it deserves. And again, I cannot thank you guys enough for all of your support, and I can't thank you enough for submitting questions to this and just giving a shit. Honestly, it means a lot to me, and I say that in every single video, but it's because I want to say that. It's the truth. I truly appreciate all of your guys' guys' support and your love. It's helped me getting through all of this, everything going on in the world. So thank you so much. I should drink it. So much love to you guys. Again, if you haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button, turn on the alerts, like this video, and everyone stay safe. Hopefully we'll be seeing you guys very, very soon. The fingers are so crossed. My fingers are really messed up, by the way. Leave a comment down below and let me know if I can further explain any answers from any of these questions, or we can just chat down below. I'm doing my best to like and respond to as many comments as possible, so hit it up down below. See you guys soon. Much love. Peace.